Oh, suspension fault again. So the work that I thought I'd done on that suspension module, I thought that fixed our problem, but we do have a suspension warning light on the dash again. And this thing actually came up and said, stop the car, it's too low. And the back of the car is actually kind of low. I ran my laptop scan over here, and it actually told me that there was a leak in the system, which would kind of explain why the back's a little lower. But the problem that I'm having is, since that module for some reason it's not responding to commands and stuff with the laptop, which means it's bad because I guess because it had the water intrusion in it. It's not letting me run any of the calibrations. It's not giving me any of the readouts, and it's very basic on what I can do with that module. So I'm going to need to replace it. So here's how low it is in the back, and you can see it's not really that low. But if you look at these things online, I mean, some of these things, man, they have failures and they slam on the ground. I mean, they're pretty low. This one's not that bad. So I got to replace this suspension module right here. I got a little trick that I'm going to try. I'm not exactly sure if it's going to work, but I'm going to try it, and I'll share that with you. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you've heard me talk about some of the components of this car. Now, some of the parts are actually shared with other Volkswagen and Audi vehicles. The sister car to this thing is actually a Volkswagen Phaeton. So I needed one of these suspension control modules, and one for a Bentley was anywhere from $250 on up dollars. This one is actually one I got, and it's actually for a Volkswagen Phaeton. And the part number itself is identical except for the first 3 digits, which that would be the chassis code. So this thing was about $35. And with this being pretty much about the same car as the Volkswagen Phaeton, I figured I'd give this thing a try, hook it up, and see if it'd work. I checked the pinouts. All the pinouts and the wiring and stuff is identical to the actual Bentley one. So I figured I'd just try this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm out $35. And at least we know we don't have to spend $250 plus on a Bentley part. So now that we've got our module in, we have the laptop hooked up, we're going to check it out. We're going to see if this control module actually responds. There it goes. It actually does respond. Let's see if it'll let us make any adjustments to this thing. We'll have to enter a security code here. Well, it is communicating, and it is letting me actually do things. I'm going to need to do a calibration on this thing, and to do that you got to put in a security access code. Well, it's kicking me out right now, so I need to wait 10 minutes with the key on and come back and try to do this again. So I got the Bentley out here on the road. We're going to go to one of our fine American retailers to pick up some oil for another project. And if you guys are aware, you know we got this coronavirus going on, and everybody's supposed to be self-quarantining. Well, that's just not me. That's just not how I roll. And but I did come prepared. As you can see over here in the passenger seat, I got my rubber gloves, and I got my 1980s Cold War era gas mask, and I think that'll help protect me up in the Walmart. Well, it don't really look like anybody's self-quarantining around here, that's for sure. Look at all these cars. Man, somebody's done made a run on all the oil. Look at all that. It's kind of empty. Hope they got what we need. Oh, there she is. She's hiding. It's the last one they got too. Oh yeah, plenty of this old stinky stuff. This is ridiculous. I mean, they made a run on all the garbage bags. It's ridiculous. Hey, but we got people that are supposed to be quarantined and don't know who does it. Here's the cleaning aisle. It's cleaned out. Potato chip aisle looks great. All the energy drinks gone. Plenty of beer, we're gonna need that. Check it out. Look at the Corona. Man, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I had to go look for myself. I've been hearing all the stories and seeing the pictures, man. But it's just ridiculous. Oh, we made it out of there. So now we've got that short drive in. We're back home. We got the laptop hooked up. And that should have gave us enough time for this thing to reset so we can enter that security code. We got the key on over here. And let's see what happens. So we're going to select level control. Okay, now we need to go down here to security access. We need to enter a security access code. Security access was accepted. So now that it accepted our security access code, we can actually do a calibration on this thing. And I'll show you how to do that. So to do this calibration, you're going to need all the doors closed. You're going to have to open up the window, run the cord out, and have the laptop outside the car. Make sure your key's on. Then it's pretty straightforward from there. You're going to go around to each wheel. You're going to measure from the center line of the wheel to the wheel well, and you're going to go around to each corner on the car. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to need a metric tape measure or a ruler or something that's metric that you can measure in millimeters and centimeters. And then basically you just take all those inputs and you go back and you put them in your laptop, and there you go. Alright, so once you measure all those wheels and you got all your numbers, you put them into your laptop, hit the calibration button. It basically goes through a cycle. You go left front, left rear, right rear. And once you get all that in, it'll be calibrated and it'll know where your ride height's at, and the computer knows where to adjust when you're going down the road, so you shouldn't throw any more faults. If it's reading that it's kind of low, or it thinks you're low, it's going to throw faults. Really kind of does look like it's a lot more level than it was before. So this thing should be good to go now. We're going to hook the laptop. We're going to take this thing for a ride and see how she does. Also, I figured I'd show you guys my new custom fit floor mat. Big upgrade from the one that I had before. Is driving like a dream. This is like one of the best riding cars that I've ever been in. I wouldn't go out on a limb and say it's the greatest handling like sports car or anything, but for what it is, I mean, it's really nice. Rides really nice. Very quiet in here. You can't hear a lot of outside noise. From what I understand is there's quite a bit of thickness in the glass in these cars. So I think we actually have all our suspension issues solved now that we've changed that module and got this thing calibrated. We don't seem to have any kind of suspension faults coming up on the dash, as you can see down there. And that's a good sign. This thing's running and driving very well, and I'm pleased with it. So maybe we can move on to something else besides some of these mechanical issues that we've been having. If you've enjoyed this project, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Click the bell so you'll get the notifications. Like, share, and comment below. And you can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram.